Hello, and welcome to Sublimation 101 Trial and Error. It's me, Christine, and on today's episode of Will It Sub or Will It Not, we have a poster board. So I saw an ad about like these custom backdrops for your products, and I was like, I wonder if I can make one myself. So I went to the store and bought some poster board. I printed out my design on 13 by 19 ASA paper. I tried to line it up as as evenly as I possibly could. I decided to use the matte side of the poster board. That way there's no glare if I had to use a flash or something like that. The custom like backdrops they were advertising were like kitchen towel backdrop type of things. They were not, custom as far as your business went. It was just custom as far as it wasn't, I don't know, random. I don't know. Anyway. I'm just over here taping it down, trying to get it as secure as possible. It was raining outside and my hardboard was outside getting wet, so I couldn't use that, or so I thought. And then I'm going to press this at 385 degrees for 60 seconds. So this is just how it looks. Of course, you can't see much of anything. This is just paper. So I'm going to press this a total of 4 times, turning it as much as I could to make sure I covered every part. My paper, drooped a little bit, but I felt like it was going to be okay. And you'll just see me continue to turn it. I had to get the moisture out of my paper because it was raining outside, and I didn't want it to be damp whenever I pressed it like the first page did, which is why I think my results were kind of weird. And this is the last press, so let's see what happened. I flipped the camera over so we can see how it went. I think that it could have been better. It definitely could have been better. So this is probably where we seen it bubbling on the heat press. Maybe I should have took it off. I'm gonna have to perfect this progress because you can see that it'll sub beautifully. It takes the color very well, but the quality is not there. And that is why it's called Sublimation 101 Trial and Error, because this is definitely a trial and error situation. But let me give you a close-up. Smeared here. I think that's when the board, and then the paper that I brought in from outside was still kind of wet. So I got some smearing. So I'm gonna do a time-lapse video since you've already pretty much seen the process. Is no different than any other sublimation process. That's great branding, and it don't take long. It takes 4 presses at 55 seconds a press. Here we are, we're at it again. For this one, I did send my kid outside to grab my Eucaboard, and then I pressed both sides of my Eucaboard for like 20 or 30 seconds to get any moisture out that may have been on it. I pressed different pieces of my blowout paper to make sure I got any moisture out of that as well, because I wanted this to come out as perfectly as possible. So let's see what happened this time. I still feel like there's some ghosting and some smearing, so this may be a bust. Or maybe I'm being too hard on myself. I have uneven pressure marks. I have some smear marks. You know what? I'm just gonna call this one. I think this is a very feasible option. If you have a bigger press, of course, it'll come through easier. Better, probably. Be a little less impatient. I have one more to do. I'm not gonna do it on camera because I'm gonna try like my hardest to get it to be perfect. But this one definitely came out a lot better than the last one as far as smearing go. But I do have, I can't see in the camera, so I hope you can, but I do have uneven pressure here, so it's not all the way through. I have uneven pressure here. Third time's the charm, right? The third time has got to be the charm. What's in? My last chance to get it right. I repressed that section for like 30 seconds. Hopefully it does right. Let's find out. It didn't do right, y'all. Let me change the angle. That's the first side. You can see a little ghosting up here from when I repressed. Let's uncover the other side. See how it did. Oh, this side looks really good. That's a shadow, okay. And the big mark on the side was whenever I tested it to make sure that it can be sublimated. Look, I got, that one's really light. If you look around them, you can see. And then look, this one right here. But from afar, those areas are harder to see. I know when I started it, I kind of talked about something similar to this. Play with it, have fun with it. My social media handles, I think that it's good for product photos to be able to have your branding as opposed to having like the wood or the grass or, you know, whatever options they have out there. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. So here you see I took a picture of the mug with the white bottom instead of the branded bottom. Later on, I decided to lay it on the branded bottom and take an aerial photo. That was better, aerial. Then we have the handmade pillow. Then I flipped it over to have the branding at the bottom. But I think because of the text on the cup, it's just too much movement. But I do like how the shirts look on the poster board backdrop, the pop socket, the phone, able to do all that. And then at the end, you'll see that I took my poster board and I actually taped it on the door and had my daughter stand in front of it, and I took a picture of her in it as well. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Like, share, subscribe. Do you. Go have fun. Bye.